Hi there, Spitfire here with Game Mode 5, and I've been doing some thinking as of late, and I think in order for you to get to know me, which is the entire goal of this channel, this isn't gaming like the other place or the network, this is me. I think maybe it's a good idea to step back into my previous life as a real human being, and kind of communicate some of the experiences that I've had. And I would like to do that in a very interesting, special way. What I'd like to do is I'd like to go back and tell you stories about my life. This particular series dealing with the teachers that I've had growing up. The first and foremost that I would like to highlight is a librarian. Media center specialist that I remember from when I was a kid. This is in the early 90s that I remember her from. She took care of the library, the computers, the TV stuff, and so much more. So much more. But I want to share a few memories that I have of Ms. Judy Prickett. First off, most of the kids that I can remember couldn't properly pronounce her last name. And instead of saying Prickett, a lot of them said Cricket. I always found a little bit of humor in that. I never said anything about it because, you know, there are just certain things where at the time you think, oh god, that joke is so played, I'm not even going to go there. But anyway, Ms. Prickett, I say Ms. because I'm not sure if she's married or whatever, so Ms. I have very fond memories of Ms. Prickett, and they have helped shape me into who I am. I remember going into the library, and she would read us some of the most awesome stories. She would, I remember a few specifically. There was one about a spider when I was in kindergarten or first grade. I do not remember the exact story or the name of it, but I do remember that as an aside, she had a visual aid, where she basically took like a mouse ball, because back before mice had lasers on the bottom, there was a ball there, and it was like covered in paint, and basically it was, she put it in a box and swirled it around and made a spider web in this box, and that blew my mind. I don't remember the story there, but I do remember that visual aid, and she forever in my mind is tied to that. I also remember a few years later her reading passages, or maybe the entire book, of the Boxcar Children. And oddly enough, one particular passage I remember fairly clearly, just because she was the one to read it to us. The section I'm talking about, the children were keeping milk underneath a like a waterfall almost, where if you put your hand through the waterfall, there was a little like a spot there that they could just put milk. And there may have been other miscellaneous things, but I remember milk specifically. I also remember her helping us out when I was in the maybe third grade, publish our very first book. No, I no longer have that book. Thank goodness, because it wasn't good. But I remember that it was through that process that I first started looking at digital media, or just media in general. The digital media at the time really wasn't a thing. She impressed on me a lot of things, And the one that stands... there are so many things about Ms. Prickett that stand out in my head. And I know she'll never see this video, but who knows? One of the things that stands out in my head... Now, somehow myself and maybe one other child got this idea. And I don't remember where it came from. Maybe she told us she had a garden or something? I don't know. But at lunch, we would take the seeds from our oranges or whatever, and we would wrap them up in napkins and take our straw wrappers and wrap it up like a little bow or something. We would give them to her as presents. Now, what it taught me at the time is Miss Prickett is cool. What it taught me later was the necessity of playing along with children. Now, I'm sure she never grew her own orange tree from the seeds I was giving her. But, well, she may have. I don't know. However, the important part to me is that she never let on that she was just playing along. Very much, she fostered that interest, that curiosity. In fact, I believe she even took part in a photography program I was in for a little while. Now, the photography program at the time wasn't much of anything, and it was... Looking back, I did not take advantage of it the way I could have. It was an after-school thing. But anyways, I digress. If Ms. Prickett is out there, I would very much hope that she knows that 23 years ago, she came into my life. She's never left. There are a lot of people who helped shape me into who I am, and she is one of them. And for that, I will be eternally grateful. In the comments down below, I'd like you to tell me who your favorite teacher in school was, and why. Even if it's a silly reason. Like, who would have ever thought that one of the things I remembered about Ms. Prickett was me giving her orange seeds? But anyway, till next time, I'm Spitfire with Game Mode 5. Like, subscribe, comments please.